Good morning, everyone. Yeah, barn time. Always the same. Same routine, just about. And I just noticed, well, I've been noticing it for a while. And it sure looks like I'm going to have to throw all this corn out. It's not much left, but it's moldy. I can't throw it just out there. If I do that, the horses will get into it. That's going to make them colic. So one thing that I noticed, and I noticed that, and it wasn't quite apparent then, but now, I'd say it's about, this is about a quarter of a bag that's still left in here. I have to throw it out. I've never had that happening. This is the first time in 20 years that I have to throw corn out. Because I can tell the chickens don't want to eat it, the pigs don't want to eat it really. And, but now it's really becoming apparent this is moldy. And it came like this already. How old is this corn? So not only are we paying way more for a bag of corn, but it's coming and the quality of the corn is not good. And this isn't, this is not summertime anymore where I'd have to say, okay, well, you know, maybe I just it didn't get eaten fast enough and the moisture in the air and got in the container or whatever. No. Because it never happened over the summer, really. And it's already cooler, has been for about 3 weeks, and this is happening. You see? So, no, the corn, there was already stuff in there that helped along with the more molding. Right? Yes? Yeah. So, kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah. Man. But this could really make them sick. And I have to get rid of it. Can't feed that to anybody anymore. Done. So, and as I said, I can't even just throw it out there. Because the horses surely would get into it and it would make this colic. This dude. I have to clean out this whole bucket. And wash it, bleach it, dry it again, and then I can put it is what it is. Never had this happening. Never. This has never happened before. We only put in one bag. Always finish it up all the way before we put another bag in. Never had this happen. Never, ever. Ever. So, not only is everything getting much more expensive out there, the quality that we're getting of things are decreasing as well. That ain't okay, I think. Alright, let's see, I need some water. So, I made another video this morning since I'm reading. Oh, I can't take that bucket. You guys are leaning against. You're back? You back already? Watch out, Pearl. I gave you some water. Didn't I? Yeah. Hot water, a little of this. That. Clean up the whole bucket properly. It has to all dry. So, yeah, one more thing. Oh! Well, how long has that been in there? No more than maybe a week. Yep. All right. Oh, we got good hay. Huh? So we got good hay. We're good. Okay, I gotta make sure Piggy's done. Got a pig missing again. Are you done? No hay yet in the morning. I'll have to wait. Still much from the ground. I'll come back earlier, which is nice. You'll have to wait for the guys. Okay, so chapter 4 in Genesis was about Cain and Abel, right? And in a way, in our society, we've kind of now have, or it seems like, we have the Cain and Abel sides. And when it comes down to it, what I see on the Cain side in a way, right, is, okay, now you're thinking political. I'm not thinking political here. I needed to mention that, right? Don't mix that up with, I'm saying there are Cains and Abels out there. What I see the Cains do is that, just as I read this morning, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And you give back likewise, right? A lot of violence involved, in a way, right? Yes? And the Abel side, in a way, right, is trying to do it with pen and paper or orally, right, to give in a good way. Again, if you try to teach people, Abel's right, job is to teach and guide the people out there, right, towards not even to please anybody out there, but to please God. Again, every bit of restoration always starts with the individual itself, with yourself, right? As one person. So if every person starts to please God, which is, again, I'd have to keep the 10 Commandments, just for starters, then isn't that automatically restoring the path of that both Cain and Abel should have gone at the beginning when they were never in the Garden of Eden. They were out in the world. They weren't in this. All right, what is the Garden of Eden? That protective fold of where the connection to God is there, the communication to God is there, a relationship with God is there. Right? Even people have a deep love for God. I have a deep love for God. Oh yeah, okay, I do feel like I have this relationship. Again, that's not bragging or anything. I worked hard on that relationship. Yes, I was born somewhat with maybe a fourth eye or something, right? That, I see many different things. I have realized since a child others can't see or feel or perceive. And yet, I have to also curb that in a way so that I can still be understood, which is already difficult enough for people out there. I get that. You ready? So, one has to, I guess, choose. Who do you want to be out there? An Abel or a Cain? Now, am I saying, well then, that also means, right? Every time, even when I think about but the filth and the evil that walks around on two legs out there, without a conscience, it seems, or so deranged when it comes to their actions, then there's no... How does one curb that? You have to be out there, and executions of evil has to happen. That's right. I mean, one can hardly argue with that. And otherwise, you have to let evil even more so overrun things. Oh, so you feel like I'm talking to you about being evil, just because you have an opinion different than of someone else's opinion? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Ready? Oh. Go on. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. You're not going to come out now, are you? Go on. So there is this conundrum going on when it comes to all that. Yet, we're going to have to start somewhere where we just commit to Seth's lineage. Right? Seth is the third son of Adam and Eve, and he was the one that carried Yahweh, God, with him into his lineage, at least as a foundation, even if it was still not all fixed up. it'll be, let's say, I think there's a reason they told me, is okay, just start reading the Bible, put it on, give your 2 cents, even to just make a foundation for change. Change where? Does not everybody have to just follow the Bible and adjust it? Well, I don't know. Not everybody has the same talents. Not everyone does exactly the same thing. But I really think that there should be the thought process, the heart to mind thought process of just fundamental living should be the same for everyone. Should be. You know, I find it interesting that I just watched that, what's the movie called? Sandra Bullock, where she goes and she enters a beauty pageant, right? Because there's some danger there that, you know, someone made some threats against them girls. So she goes in there and she, you know, and she's like, I'm not going to go for the, you know, everybody just world peace, all the girls. So what's the most, world peace? Most important thing, world peace. Now, that mantra has been going on for how long? In the end, she says, I'm going to get every criminal, I'm going to put them away. If they try to hurt any of my contestants here, I'm going to hunt them down and I'm going to put them away. Right? And everybody just looking at her like, what? What'd you just say? Because she's a police officer and world peace. And everybody's, oh! Right? Yeah. Aren't we kind of a little bit like that out there? How many people would not say, what's the most important thing in the world? World peace. Well, if it's so important, then why aren't we doing it? Why are we not doing it? Abel has to be careful too. It isn't just Cain with his violent actions. Or becoming a Cain, because you can't get away from violent actions. Or being willing to be a part of it. Abel has to be careful too. That what is being taught and the guidance out there, have a good, willing heart, that you're not a hypocrite. That you don't have a double standard. Right? Yes? Yeah. So I just wanted to add a little bit more to that passage this morning, and to maybe that's what I'll do, because I'm not really interested. Okay, so I just find certain things funny, where when you run out of good stories that you can make something out of or talk about, this or that, then suddenly stories that in a way don't mean anything in anybody's life. This is someone personal kind of thing, and right, not hurting anybody, this, that, and they're making it into something it is not. And then make fun of it, though there's no need to make fun of it. There's no need to put the person in a light then that, well, yeah, you know, they got it and that gave them a meltdown or something. And I go check and I'm going, but that's not true. You see, that's not true. There's no meltdown going on. And the person says, yeah, nope, that's all me. Yep. Kind of, well, maybe some of you guys have seen it now. You know who I'm talking about. I thought it was kind of, well, that's the humorous side of that person. It just says, yeah, and it didn't look like it bothered her. That, yeah. If you got the extra pounds, just like I do now, then you just go, yeah, I've got the extra pounds. Not because I'm a glutton. I'm not a big fan of sweets. This stuff doesn't matter. It's just what happened in the last 3 or 4 years, where certain things just happened, and I had to kind of go with it. Done. Yeah. So now, well, yeah, I do. I got them too. Yeah. That's not going to give me a meltdown or anything. I wish my legs would work a little better, than they do, but I'm happy I'm walking. Yes? All right. So, yeah. So when one starts to run out of things to say on their channel, right, maybe it's better to kind of look, okay, that was good up until now. Now I'm starting to do things that are not beneficial for people out there. If you're an Abel, right, Cain has to restore. And to restore first, you got to lay down your arms and make them into plowshares. Right? Yes? Why do we have suddenly moldy corn? I had moldy feet before. Right? Moldy corn? No, haven't had that. So, are there not enough people out there plowing anymore? Have good crops come up? Or is the hybrid corn? No doubt that's hybrid corn, okay? And probably GMO corn too. Now, is that suddenly, it doesn't last as long? I know corn lasts for a long, long time. I've got popcorn over there from 5 years ago and it's not moldy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's in a nice jar, but yeah. And I can still make popcorn with it, but it's still perfect. I open it up, I smell it, make it a little bit every once in a while. So, do you know what I mean? So what is that? So not only is it getting moldy, but is it getting moldy because it doesn't have the lifespan that corn used to have, heirloom corn has? Don't you think that's interesting? I think about these things. So, are there not enough people out there anymore growing good food? And if you were to lay your arms down, would you be as good at growing some good food as you are carrying those arms? Just wondering, not saying. So, on Cain's side, restoration, and on Abel's side, beware. When you run out of things to say, beware, and you're not suddenly switching over to which side. You can do that with words too, So, I think that's one reason that Spirit World, Heavenly Parents said, I want you to read the Bible online. There's already plenty on that, out there on that. I want you to do it. Okay. And then, do what you do best. Talk, guide, teach, if possible, even if it's just asking some simple questions. Right? All right, well, that's all I wanted to share today. I got to clean out the barn. Other things. Yes. Oh, I have a little sad news. Well, it's not quite too sad yet. I don't know if you noticed, Maddie's not with us in the barn. I think she had a stroke. And so we'll have to see what happens with that. But Maddie's days, she's going on 16 now. She's almost 16. Maddie may be in her last days. Yes, it's very sad. She was with me for a long time, my little spiritual buddy. So, keeping her comfy right now. She's still drinking water, but she's not eating anything. But that could just be maybe she's recuperating, but it's not looking so good right now. Yeah. Anywho, that's why Maddie's not here with us. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I have to say this morning. Right? What happened? God's love and blessings always. And we'll talk to y'all another time. You want to go out?